Hello, children. Hope you all are fine and taking care of yourself. This is Mary Fatima here, and welcome back to your online session of English 2nd Mulberry of Class 5. So, student, in the previous video, we have started lesson number 1 and the explanation was already done. Now, I'm going to continue with the chapter. In this video, we are going to cover the question answers as well as the book work. So, all of you, please take out your book, notebook, and writing material. First of all of you, please open page number 17. We will just quick revise with the chapter. I'll give you a short summary of the chapter. So this is lesson number 1 and the name of the lesson is The Owls in the Family. So student, if you remember what we have learned in this chapter, the story was about two baby owlets, right? The Owls in the Family, and this story is written by Ruskin Bond, in which he reminisces his childhood memory. The story is about two owlets who came into a family, and the story is about the behavior of the mother of the owl. So what happened next? Firstly, they came into the house and suddenly they became the regular member of the family, and they enjoyed living in the family, right? And even the family members enjoyed living with them too, right? And the characters in the stories were narrator, grandmother, grandfather, Aunt Mabel. Okay. So now just continue with the book work, and in homework I have given you word meaning to write down in your fair notebook. I hope you all have completed your homework. So now I'm going to start with the book work. All of you please open page number 19. So first of all I'm going to start with this making connections, quick answers. So based on what you have just read, say whether the following sentences are true or false. So student, what you have read in the story, according to that, you have to answer that these statements are true or false. Now number A, the spotted owlet is the largest owl species. So this one is your false. You have to note down false. Number B, spotted owlets and manas are friends. This is also false, because in the story we have only discussed that the spotted owlets were the size of manna. They were not friends, right? Now turn the page, next page. Spotted owlets lives in holes on trees. Yes, true. Number D, spotted owlets are completely nocturnal birds. They came out only at night. False. They are not only night birds. They came during the daytime also. Now E, spotted owlets eat other small animals. Yes, true. They eat beetles and cockroaches and some other small insects, right? And they works as pesticides killer. Now F, spotted owlets have sharp eyes. Yes, they have sharp eyes as well as they have sharp beak. So you have to note down true. Now, spotted owlets have weak beaks? No, they don't have weak beaks. They have strong beaks, and with the help of beaks, they catch their insects and beetles. Now, H, spotted owlets enjoys getting wet? Yes, true. They enjoys getting wet. As you all remember in the story also, they used to play in the dish which is filled with water, right? They splashed in the dish. Now, question number 2. The word character is used for a person who appears in a storybook, play, or a movie. So there are 4 characters mentioned in the text. Can you identify them? So we have to write down the answers about the characters which we just read in the story. So the answer is first one, the character is narrator, grandmother, grandfather, and Aunt Mabel. There were total 4 characters in the story. Okay, now we'll start with reference to context section. So all of you please take out your copies and start noting down the question. Number 3, I had placed one on a branch of the mango tree and was stooping to pick up the other when I received quite a heavy blow on the back of my head. So question number A, where was the narrator? Question number B, what had he placed on the mango tree? What was he stooping to pick up? Question number C, who gave him the heavy blow? So the answers are, number A answer, the narrator was in the garden. B, he had placed one baby owl on the mango tree. He was stooping to pick up other baby owl. Answer number C, the mother owl gave him the heavy blow. Right. Student, you have to note down the questions from your book itself, because here I have written only answers. Now, next question. Question number 4. I got the feeling that she was sorry for her behavior the previous day because she greeted us with a soft hoo hoo. Question number A. Who, according to the narrator, was feeling sorry? B. How did she show she was feeling sorry? C. Why did she come there? So the answers are number A answer. According to the narrator, Mother Owl was feeling sorry, right? Just because Mother Owl was greeting them with a soft hoo voice. Now, B question. How did she show she was feeling sorry? So she showed it by greeting with a soft hoo. Number C. Why had she come there? So, why had she come there? She came there to show that she was sorry for her behavior. Okay, now next question, question number 5. So, the two owlets became regular member of her household and strangely enough were among the few pets that grandmother took a liking to. Question number 8. Do these lines suggest that grandmother liked most pets or that she did not like most pets? So, the answer is here. These lines suggest the grandmother did not like most pets, she liked only a few pets. Right? Now, question number B. Who were the members of the household besides grandmother? So, who were the member? Grandfather, Aunt Mabel, and narrator. Okay, because in question number 2 we have already discussed that there were 4 total characters in the story. Now, question number C. Which member of the household did not like the owlets? How do you know? So, who did not like the owlets? Aunt Mabel did not like the owlets. We know this because whenever the owlets went close to her, she runs out from the room. Right? So, these answers you have to note down in your fair notebook very neatly. Okay. Now, next, we'll start with read, reflect, and write. And they are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, first of all, I'm going to read the 6th one. What do we know about the house where the narrator lived? Described it based on details given in the story. So, in this question, we have to mention about the house where narrator lived. Okay. According to the story, what we have read in the story, according to that, we have to answer. So, the answer is the narrator lived in a very big house having a roof platform attached to the ground floor of the house called veranda. Right? The house was very big. Okay, student. Now, answer number 7. First of all, question number 7. List 6 sounds of an owl that the narrator has given in the text. So, in the text, the sounds of owl has given. So, we have to list these 6 sounds. So, the answer is hissed, clacked, croon, guggled, hoo, and squeal. You remember now about these sounds? Okay, good. Now, question number 8. How did the owlet show their affection for grandmother? So, how did they show? Answer. Owlets showed their affection by making gentle and soothing sound in response to grandmother's voice. Right? Now, question number 9. How did the mother owl show that she cared for the little owlets? So, how did she show? Answer number 9. Mother owl showed that she cared for the little owlets because she had left a mouse for them to eat. Right? She tied the mouse with the mosquito net. Right? The dead mouse. Now, question number 10. Did the narrator and his grandfather, treat animals with respect? Give reasons for your answer. So, in this question, we have to mention whether the narrator and his grandfather treat the animals in a good way or not. Okay, so the answer is yes, they treat them well. Why? Because they fed them and took care of both the owlets. है ना? For 10 days, the owlets were with them, and both the narrator and the grandfather took a very good care of them. Okay, now next. Page number 21, we'll start with this compound words. So first of all, student, let me clear you what are compound words. So compound words are those words which are made up of 2 or more existing words. When we join 2 words together and a new word is being formed, that is called the compound word. Some examples are given here in your book, like bird plus bath equals to bird bath. The new word will be bird bath. Now, rain plus water equals to rainwater. House plus hold equals to household. Night plus bird equal to night bird. Black plus board equal to blackboard. Okay, I hope you all have remembered. You all have studied about compound words in your junior classes, in your previous classes. Now, according to this, we have to match the columns to get compound words that are animals' name. Okay, the compound words are animals' name. Now, number 1, earth. So, earth will match with worm. So, here it is, earthworm. Let me enlarge the picture. earth, worm. Now rattle, snake. Now dragon, fly. Grass, hopper. Sea, gull. Humming, bird. Jelly, fish. Lady, bird. Okay, bird is written 2 times here, so don't get confused with this word. Okay, student, so you have to do this work in your book. What you have to do, you have to mention the numbering, right? Now next page, anagrams. So what are anagrams? An anagram is a word formed by rearranging the letters of another word. Means the letters are arranged in a jumbled manner and then we have to arrange them properly and then a new word is being formed. So example, greet. So the new word will be egret. Okay. So according to this, form words related to birds by rearranging the letters of the words below. So here in your book, some words are given. We have to rearrange rearrange the letters, and a new word will be there related to the birds. Like number 1, A, scent. So the new word related with the word bird, nest. B, bake, beak. All of you knows ना कि beak किसको बोलते हैं? Bird की चोंच को, right? Number C, rooters. So it will be roaster. Roaster is a kind of bird. Now willows, swallow. Now wolf, fall. Honor, heron. Raptor, parrot. Low, owl. Okay. Now antonyms. Antonyms are called the opposite words. Word opposite. ये तो आप सबको पता है. Now third, give the opposites of the following words from the text. But from the text we have to give the opposite word. So the word raw, the opposite word which is given in text is ripe. B, later, earlier. Release, arrest. Stooping, straighting. Unselfish, selfish. Regular, irregular. Terrified, pleasant. Shallow, deep. Okay. You all have to note down this work in your book. Okay. Now, next page. Match the nouns, their description and examples to the correct places in the table below. So here, one table is given. Here, as you can see, the description is given. So what you have to do, you have to match the description and examples to the correct places. These are examples as well as the description, and you have to match here in this table. Where you have to write down the description, there you have to write down the description. Where types of noun, there you have to write down the types of noun. Where the examples are given, there you have to fill the examples. Okay. So number 1, types of noun, short description, example. Proper noun. So what is proper noun, student? Special names given to the people, animals, places, buildings or things. They are called proper noun. The names of days of the week and a month of the year are also proper noun. So in this example you have to note down. So examples are here. Ruskin Bond, Taj Mahal, Monday, December. Okay. Now common noun. Nouns that refers to a person, place or thing in a general sense. So description, from here you have to write down. Nouns that refers to a person, place or thing in a general sense. Now the example is author, city, monument and day. Now number 3, description is given and example is given and we have to find out the type of noun. So what is the description? Noun that you can feel through your physical sense, touch, sight, taste, hearing or smell. Like ice, water, book, juice, perfume, you can only feel through sensing. तो ये कौन से noun होते हैं? They are called concrete nouns. Okay, concrete nouns. From here you have to write down. Okay, in this spelling is wrong. Students, you have to cut down the A. CONCRETE. Now 4th one. Here also you have to write down the types of noun. Description and example is already given. So nouns that you cannot feel through your 5 physical senses, touch, sight, taste, hearing or smell. What is that called? That is called abstract noun. Here you have to note down. And what is the example of this? Childhood, confusion, wisdom, kindness, laughter, and movement. Now next one, material noun. Description is given and we have to find out the example. So what is the description of material noun? Names of things that are used to make other objects. So here you have to name the things that are used to make other objects. So the things which are used to make other objects are gold, silver, wood, and iron. Right. Now, countable nouns. Nouns that can be counted and have both singular and plural forms. जिनको हम count भी कर सकते हैं और उनका singular और plural दोनों form होता है. So, books, children, gift, tree. You have to write down here. Now, uncountable noun. With the name itself, you can recognize कि uncountable का means जो count नहीं कर सकते, which cannot be counted. So description will be nouns that cannot be counted and do not have plural forms. From here, you have to fill. Like example, water. Water we cannot count. Gold, milk, sugar. Now the last one, description is given and you have to write down the type of noun as well as example. So what is the description? Names given to a number of people, animals, or things and spoken of as one whole. So उनको हम collectively क्या बोलते हैं? Collective nouns, right? And what are the example? Pile, fleet, crowd, family, herd, flock. जब हम collectively किसी भी group को एक नाम दे देते हैं तो उसको हम collective noun बोलते हैं, right? I hope you all have learned about this in your English first grammar, right? Okay, very good student. Now turn page number 24, next page. So in this what you have to do student, you have to read this story. The italicized words are nouns. Identify the types of nouns and list them in the correct columns given below. Some nouns may fit in more than one column. So here in your book, columns are given: proper noun, countable noun, uncountable noun, and abstract and collective noun. So like this, a table is there, given there in your book, and in this table you have to find out the words which will come in proper noun, countable noun, uncountable noun, abstract noun, and collective noun. Then you have to fill over here. Okay. So I'll just read the story for you. A sloth of bears lived in a forest. One fine day in April, a bear woke up from his long sleep. He had been sleeping all through winter. He came across a hive where a swarm of bees lived and made honey. Now we all know that bees use sharp stings for protection, but hunger made the bear bold. He decided to face the danger. He reached out to grab the hive. A single little bee flew out and stung the bear sharply on the nose and flew back into the hive. The bear flew into an angry rage. He swatted at the hive with his big claws. As quick as a wink, the entire swarm of bees flew out and began to sting the bear from head to heel. The bear decided to run to safety. He ran to a pool of water and jumped in. This is very old story told by Aesop, a great storyteller who lived in Greece. What is the moral of this story? So student, you have to find out the words which will come in proper nouns, countable nouns, uncountable nouns, abstract nouns, and collective nouns. So this is your homework. So I'll give you one example, like the word April. In first line, the word April, it will come in proper noun, right? Proper noun में क्यों आएगा? Because it is the name of a month, so it will come in proper noun. In the same way, you have to read all the lines and then you have to find out the words which will come in proper noun, countable, uncountable, abstract, and collective nouns. Okay, I hope you all have understood the work and the homework very well. So one more time, what you have to do, you have to go through with the video and please note down your answers and the book work very neatly, and you have to learn also as your first unit exams are also near, so please keep learning. Okay, now in the next video we'll meet again with new work. Till then, all of you stay home, stay safe, and take care.